this is so exciting. We've got a ton of awesome graduates we're going to celebrate today. And we're going to start off, actually, with a lovely keynote speaker. If y'all will, welcome with a big round of applause, Miss Angie Ravenel. Come on up. And I'm going to brag a little bit about what I love about Angie. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you again. We'll hug. How about that? No, Angie's fabulous. She's an educator just like myself and a lot of our other teachers around here. She's from the Charleston area. She'll tell you a lot about herself, but she has actually taught CEUs to me directly for my instructor license, and I wanted her to share a little bit about how much she loves what she does and how to inspire everybody towards their future. So we're going to actually listen to Angie right now, and then we're going to get into our ceremony, so y'all listen up and enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, I'm going to try to do this without my glasses, but I'm not. Good afternoon, graduates, family, and friends. First, let me tell you, I am proud of you. Everyone sitting here today pushed through late nights, practice hours, juggling jobs, kids, and real life outside of these walls. And yet, here you are. You showed up, you finished, so take a deep breath. This moment belongs to you. Oops. But I got one question for you. Are you ready? I heard yes. But I've got, are you ready for the real world of beauty? Are you ready for the possibilities, the careers you can build, the doors you can open, the lives you can change, and yes, for the possible storms and setbacks that will test you along the way? I know some of you are nervous right now. You're wondering what's next. If you'll pass your boards, if you find your place in this industry. I know that feeling because I was there too. At 15, I left home, but not by choice. Life pushed me out long before I was ready. My goal was simple: survive and graduate. I didn't dream big, I didn't ask for much, but I knew one thing that I needed, and that was my diploma. That piece of paper was my ticket to begin my journey and prove I can make it. Back then, we didn't have much, but I did have a stack of magazines and a set of encyclopedias. For you guys who don't know, that was basically our Google in hard copy form. I'd flip through those pages and escape into new worlds, learning about animals, people, and places I've never seen. And then came the beauty magazines. I studied them cover to cover. Every time a new one came out, I would find a way to buy it. And secretly, I dreamed one day I wouldn't just read those magazines, I would be in them. I'll tell you later about those magazines. At the time, the dream felt impossible. But unbeknownst to me, those magazines were planting seeds. Seeds of vision, creativity, and possibility. Seeds I wouldn't fully recognize until much later. So let's fast forward a bit. I actually signed up for a cosmetology school while I was still in high school. Not because I was passionate about hair. I signed up because it was a way to leave school. We would get on the bus and spend 3 hours a day at a trade school instead of sitting in a class. Sign me up. Needless to say, I wasn't a scholar. I didn't have that home front cheering me on to be my best. I really wanted high school to be over so I can start real life. Even though my interest of cosmetology wasn't strong, my instructor saw something in me that I didn't. She kept pushing me forward, signing me up for extra tasks and opportunities. During my senior year, we might have had 3 walk-ins. Yes, 3. And when those 3 people came through the door, my instructor would choose me to service them. I didn't always know why, but I followed her lead. During my senior year of high school, I sat for the state board exam to become a cosmetologist. And to my surprise, not only did I pass, but this so-called non-scholar walked away with the highest haircutting score from the Board of Examiners. I still don't know how I achieved that. I really don't. Looking back, the lesson was clear. Sometimes your gifts shows up before you even recognize them. And often other people see them in you first. So I asked, was I ready? Not really. But somebody believed I could. And that belief changed everything. Now, I had 2 papers in my hand. One was my high school diploma, and the other was my cosmetology license. Now, to someone else, that might not seem like much, but for me, it was everything. Because all my life, I've been told I wasn't going to amount to anything, that I didn't have what it takes. And yet, here I was, standing with proof in both hands that I did accomplish something against so many odds. Now, just because I had this license didn't mean life rolled out the red carpet for me. My first job in the industry wasn't glamorous. The salon owner didn't trust me to do anyone's hair. She actually sat me in the window doing manicures. And who came in? Only men. And trust me, they weren't interested in hand care. Looking back, I realized the salon owner was just using me, not valuing me, nor was she guiding me. In that salon, I wasn't supported, I wasn't appreciated. I remember once, you guys, cleaning the shampoo bowls, and the hose slipped out of my hand, spraying water all over the stylist and her client. Yes, that was me, day 1, and I was up here baptizing people. This was my start, embarrassed and discouraged, so I eventually left. And while all this was happening, life was still lifing. Not long after graduation, I wasn't just a cosmetologist, I was a young wife, a new mom with bills to pay. I think I skipped one, you guys. There we go. Being talented doesn't erase real life. You'll still have to juggle diapers, late night cries, rushing to work, and wondering if you got enough energy left for yourself. So, if you ever felt overwhelmed by trying to balance life and a career, you are not alone. I lived that too. But here's what I learned, and I want to share with you. Consistency wins. Even if you can only give a little some days, be sure to give it. Because small steps taken every day will carry you than big steps taken once in a while. So I ask you, are you ready to show up even when life piles on more than you thought you can carry? After my first salon affair that didn't work, I found another salon. Now, from the outside, it had everything going for it. Nice location, not far from where I lived, great walk-ins. But here's the problem. It wasn't a community. It was every man for themselves. After a while, that got exhausting. Walking in every day, not knowing which personality you were going to get from your coworkers and the owner. That type of atmosphere will eventually wear on you. The lesson here is, don't just look for a salon or spa with nice decor or heavy walk-ins. Look for a community. The right salon isn't just chairs and mirrors. It's people who support you, sharpen you, and want to see you grow. So I decided to try it my way. I opened up a salon of my very own. But let me tell you, my first salon wasn't on Main Street with a big window sign. No, My first salon was tucked so far behind another building, it felt like it was behind God's back. And this was before GPS, so imagine the confusion. People were circling the block. Are you sure there's even a salon back here? My salon was basically a secret. The only reason I had any business was because some loyal clients followed me from my last salon. Without them, nobody would have ever found me. Now, at that point, I could have given up. I really could have. But I thought back to that teenage girl, the one who fought so hard to get her license when all the odds were stacked against her. The one who once stood there with 2 papers in her hand, a diploma and a cosmetology license. Proof that she accomplished something when the world said she wouldn't. I couldn't let her down. I had to push through. So I moved into a more visible building, and little by little, I found my voice. What set me apart wasn't fancy furniture or stylish decor. It was the simple things, respecting my guests, creating a welcoming atmosphere, and being prompt, being consistent. Why? Because that's exactly where so many other salons were lacking. Clients would complain about waiting all day in a salon, about unprofessional behavior. So I decided to offer the total opposite. And you know what? It worked. It worked in more ways than one. I treated my guests how I would like to be treated. And remember those magazines I studied as a teenager? That dream I once thought impossible came full circle. First, I was published as a model. Later, I was published as a hairstylist, then as a makeup artist, and then as a photographer. How did that happen? Because I kept adding new skills underneath the cosmetology umbrella. Every new skill opened another door. I also became a platform artist for Revlon. I wasn't just chasing dreams anymore. I was creating opportunities. And the very dream I once thought was out of reach, I was living it. And that's why I want you to remember, the seeds you plant in quiet moments can grow into opportunities you never imagined. I know right now, a lot of you are excited to start filling your books, making appointments. But here's the secret no one tells you. The first client you've got to work with is you. That's where self-check comes in. It's a simple exercise. Sit down and really be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, am I dependable? Am I accountable? Do I respect time? Do I show empathy? Am I kind? Do I push myself? And here's the key. Never be that person who thinks they're always right. We all can become better. Self-checking forces you to see where you need growth, and that takes humility. Because let's be real. One of the hardest parts about this industry is putting yourself out there. You'll face criticism, you'll feel judged, you'll wonder if people trust or respect you. And those feelings, I know them well. I felt them too, and those feelings are to be expected. Because let's be real. One of the hardest parts about this industry is putting yourself out there. And once you've worked on yourself, here's what's next. Be sure to protect your peace. You cannot say yes to everybody. If you don't set client standards, you may end up with clients who don't respect your time, your craft, and you as a professional. And here's the part no one tells you. Those same clients will bring their friends, and their friends will be just like them. Before you know it, your chair will be filled every day with people you can't stand to see coming through the door. And if you're not careful, you'll start believing it's the beauty industry you don't like. But really, it's just the people you entertained as clients. Here's a word of advice. Vet your clients the same way they are going to vet you. Protect your peace by building a core clientele who respect you, enjoy working with you, because the wrong clients can make you dislike the very thing you once loved. So let me ask you, are you ready to check yourself first so you can protect your peace later? And once you've checked yourself and protected your peace, here's the next step. I want you to start building opportunities. Don't box yourself into one lane. Ask yourself, what am I good at? What am I great at? And what am I not so good at yet, but willing to grow in? When you only have one lane, one setback can block the whole road. But when you build multiple lanes, you'll always have another way to move forward. For me, that meant being a hairstylist, makeup artist, photographer, content creator, eventually an educator. But I'm not asking you to take the road that I have done. What I'm saying is, be sure to build on your strengths. If you ever felt like your skills are scattered, like you're doing too much, you are not alone. I felt that too. But the truth is, those very lanes became my lifelines when life tested me. So I'll ask you, are you ready to recognize your strengths and build more than one lane for yourself? And speaking of building, once you've identified those lanes, the question becomes, how do you stand out in them? Be innovative. Don't just copy what everyone else is doing. Let me be real with you. Social media is going to pull at you. You'll scroll and think, oh, everyone's doing that haircut. Everyone's doing that makeup look. Everyone's doing this trend. I guess I need to do it too. But here's the truth. You can follow all those trends, but you won't become an expert at anything. You'll just spread yourself thin, and burnout comes quick when you're chasing everyone's lane. Instead, find your niche, find your voice, find your lane. That's what will make you stand out. I didn't get published in magazines because I was doing what everyone else was doing. I got published because I leaned into what I was good at. Healthy hair, great haircuts, respect for my clients, and high standards of service. That consistency is what set me apart, not a trend. And that's the point. Trends come and go, but excellence will always last. Maybe your thing is precision cuts. Maybe it's flawless lashes. Maybe it's natural hair care. Whatever it is, master it. Because when you're the expert, you can literally write your own check. So my advice to you is, innovation doesn't come from being the loudest on social. It comes from being the most consistent at what you are great at. So I'll ask you, are you ready to be an innovator and not an imitator? Now here's another piece that doesn't get talked about enough. Giving yourself grace and making time to think. Now here's another piece. Scheduling time to think will change your whole perspective. It's those quiet moments that clarity comes, ideas form, and your next move starts to reveal itself. Keep pen and paper or your device handy. Those quiet spaces are where your best ideas are born. That's how my product, Quick Clean Hair Mist, was created. For years, I listened to my clients complain about not wanting to shampoo between visits. I heard it over and over. And instead of ignoring it, I gave myself the space and the time to think of a solution. I would ask myself, what could solve this? I listened, I executed. That product, with the support of my clients, friends, and family, ended up on the shelves of Walmart across the United States. Today, it is sold on the largest online retailer in the world. So yes, listening to those clients actually does pay off. And that's the beauty of innovation. Don't be afraid to innovate. You are expected to innovate in this beautiful creative industry. So here's the key takeaway. Listening plus execution makes innovation. No matter how much you plan, life will throw curveballs. For me, it was an unexpected illness and a 3-week hospital stay that slowed me down in ways I could never imagine. I no longer could stand behind the styling chair the way I once did. But because I had built other lanes of opportunity, thankfully, I was able to pivot. And then came the pandemic, right? By then, I had already built online courses along with in-person courses. So when the world shut down, I wasn't stuck. I was able to sell those courses. Someone told me, Angie, you are lucky. You are pandemic proof. And I realized it wasn't luck. It was preparation and those lanes of opportunities I had created. Speaking of opportunities, I remember a time when I was sure I was to get a great opportunity. I thought I had it in the bag, you guys. I didn't get that call from that committee, and I waited for that call. I waited and I waited, and it never came. So that's when I created my first favorite quote. Build your own stage to perform on. And I've held on to that ever since. Because when you spend your life waiting for someone else to invite you, you're handing them the power to decide your future. So whenever I find myself waiting for an invitation that doesn't come, I start building my own. And guess what? When you build your own stage, those same people who overlook you may one day come knocking at your door asking to join you. So remember this, don't wait to be chosen, choose yourself. Abraham Lincoln once said, I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. At first I thought, that doesn't make any sense. But now the meaning is so powerful. Think about it. How often do you see someone and instantly decide they're standoffish, they got an attitude, I don't like their vibe? We close the book on them before even reading their first page. Lincoln's point is this: when someone makes you uncomfortable, don't shut the door. Get curious. Everyone has a story. And sometimes the very people who rub you the wrong way can teach you something about perspective, patience, or even about yourself. Don't be quick to judge, be quick to learn. Emma Creed, a powerhouse businesswoman. I admire her, and she is a great person to follow, by the way. She said, how you do anything is how you will do everything. Now, here's the truth. If you're waiting to give your best effort only when you get the job you really want, you're already building the wrong habit. Because how you handle the anything is how you will handle the everything. If you slack now, you will slack later. If you cut corners now, you will cut corners when it matters most. But if you practice excellence, kindness, and good service right where you are, the habits will follow you into the rooms and opportunities you've been dreaming about. Remember, excellence is not a habit, it's a moment. Oprah said, do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. Let's be real. You're not going to love every job you take first. You're not. You might be shampooing more than styling. You might be doing walk-ins when you really want to be specializing. You might be sweeping the floors and saying, I didn't go to school for this. But here's the thing. Those have-to moments are not wasted. Those moments will carry you through your training. This is how you're going to build grit, patience, and skills that will carry you into the career you want. So here's the seasons are not punishment. Your seasons are the preparation. And here's where it ties back to you. The relationships you built in this school doesn't have to end today. Take Courtney, the owner of this school. She poured into you. She created a space for your growth, and she believed in you. Stay in touch with her. Stay connected with your instructors, and most of all, stay connected with each other. Create a forum, a community forum. This can be for old graduates, new graduates. Share your stories, lessons learned, encouragement, and even some failures. Because accountability will only make you stronger. Because when people know your name and your work, your opportunities will start to open up for you. You just got to continue to show up. I'm going to go here. I'm going to say this because it's a downer, but it's something truth to this. I went to a funeral. The pastor said, "There is nothing I can tell you about him. He has been living his funeral every day of his life." That stuck with me because the truth is, every day you're writing your legacy, the same way I am today. With every client you greet, every client you touch, every word you speak, you're showing people who you are every second of the day. And here's the beautiful part. It's not just about techniques, it's about the way you carry yourself, the consistency, the integrity, the peace, the grace, the innovation, and the community you build around you. So graduates, let me ask you one final time. Are you ready to check yourself before your clients check you? Are you ready to protect your peace and build with intention? Are you ready to create opportunities, pivot when needed, and build your own stage to perform on? Are you ready to surround yourself with exceptional people who will sharpen you and push you forward? Are you ready to show the world exactly who you are? Because if you are, then I'll say, congratulations. I cannot wait to see the world you create. Thank you.
Okay, one more final final thank you to Miss Angie Ravenel. That was fabulous. Round of applause. Okay. Now I've got all my gorgeous ladies up here. Y'all ready? And gentlemen, here we go. So we are going to start calling up some of our graduates and talk about them a little bit. Is that okay with all of you? Yes, it is. So I've got some teachers coming on up. I've got Miss Deborah Reed. Everybody give her a round of applause.